Okay, ready to go. Call to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Spadaro,
Here.
Mrs. Ling,
Present.
Mr. Dice, Mr. Stepanovich,
Here.
Mr. Lee Corns,
Here.
Mr. McKenna,
Here.
Mr. Lee Mack,
Here.
Mayor Simon.
Pledge allegiance.
Okay.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
got the screens are not on here.
Here, I'll help you get logged in. Want to hand me your mouse?
What's that?
Just hand me your mouse and you'll be good to go.
What do you want? Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
It's coming up. There it is. Okay. Announcement of unlisted amendments.
We have one, Mr. President, item 16B. Mr. Kelsey has let us know of his interest to continue to serve on the Recreation Board if council will have him.
Kelsey, glad to keep you. Okay, consent calendar items. I need somebody to approve the consent calendar items.
I move. Make a motion to approve the consent calendar items.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay.
Comments by Mayor Simon. He's not here tonight. Jim, are you doing anything for him?
Yes, I will. The mayor's out of town this week. The AARP tax prep program will be down at the community center on select Fridays in February, March, and April. Appointments only. You can call 412-394-8959 to get an appointment. They will not be taken until January 17th of 2022, which I guess was 2 days ago. So, next, managing stormwater, a workshop for homeowners. It's a program to help private stormwater control on lots for homeowners, and it will be held here at the municipal building. If anyone's interested, you can contact the office. A chocolate hike is Saturday, January 29th at 10 a.m. Recreation Department and Westmoreland Conservancy for an easy 2 to 3 mile hike at the Valley Trail and MCP, connecting the trails of Walter Reserve. Family-friendly hike is great for all ages. Meet at Field 3 at the MCP parking lot and enjoy your day. And then finally, Murrysville 12 for 12, January 1 through March 31st. It's free to any participant. And in any Murrysville Park, Westmoreland Heritage, any Westmoreland Conservancy Reserve property. It's a challenge to the community to explore 12 miles in the parks during the months of January, February, and March, to walk, bike, or run 12 miles in Murrysville's parks, trails, or Conservancy properties. It's a free virtual challenge. Participants are to complete the 12 miles on their own time. Overachievers can track as many miles in 12 weeks as possible. And that's the end of the, one more mayor's report, I'm sorry. Ulysses S. Grant will be speaking in Murrysville on February 9th at 6:30 p.m. about the surrender of Robert E. Lee in 1865. It'll be held here at the municipal building. Discuss the finer details of the meeting. It led Robert E. Lee to surrender his army, ending the fighting in Virginia during the Civil War. Ken Surfass is a professional living historian portraying Ulysses S. Grant and travels extensively to share the history. The program will be held in the council chambers as mentioned and be live on Channel 19. That's the end of the mayor's reports.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Chief Administrator, do you have any comments?
Just a few, Mr. President. website is currently undergoing redesign. It's still up and live. We're beginning the process now with the web designer. We hired a new police officer, Officer Welshon. Some of you were here for the swearing in, so he's welcome. He's now in his training program. And we got notice from the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Resources that we have been allocated 231 taps for the coming year.
Very good.
I think that a lot of the credit that belongs to the FTMSA and the extensive program that they put in place down there to turn things around.
Very good.
Finally, you know, there's nothing like having to do a job twice. How much you dislike that, especially when you're out in the truck plowing for 12 or 14 hours. This particular snow caused quite a few problems for us throughout the community. There were many instances where this happened. People blowing snow back out on the roadway. We want to give the public notice that that's an ordinance violation. It's a $300 fine, and it will be enforced. We ran into this in a number of neighborhoods, particularly Heritage Estates and Murray Woods. It's unsafe, and it costs the municipality money. We encourage them to push it off to the side of their yards and not to blow it out into the street or shovel it into the street. That's the end of my reports.
You think we should put anything in the newspaper about that?
We have an article ready for Georgia.
Thank you, and thank you, I know, for all of council to Public Works for their exhausting and excellent work.
Fantastic
Good job.
Always.
Thank you.
Very, very great job. That's amazing.
Okay. Community input. We have anybody? Thank you. Okay, we have nobody. Is there anybody who would like to say something that's not on the list? Okay, now we'll move to the liaison comments. I don't think you have one yet because you're on a point. Carl, do you want to start? Do you have one?
No, the Planning Commission meets next Tuesday, and the Parks Foundation will be meeting in February, so nothing today.
Nothing.
I have no update.
Nothing for you. You won't have anything. How about you, Matt?
I do. The first hike on the trail on the 1st was canceled due to rain. 129 is the hike at MCP, Valley Trail, field number 3. Also for the community to keep an eye peeled for the pending neighborhood park survey that will be coming out here January and February of this year. Just trying to get an idea of what people are looking for in regards to the neighborhood parks. We want to get as much feedback as we can. So there'll be mailers going out. It'll be on the website. Just please pay attention to it. If you have a park in your neighborhood, or even if you don't, you know, we'd love to just hear your feedback and see what you have and what the thoughts are for that. The gap extension on the trail is still going well. Negotiations are going on with current landowners to keep that moving forward. There was a suggestion made for a photographer and videography committee to help in documenting events and posting them on the website. I think it's a great idea that we're going to look into. The Parks Foundation, Jordan Polilto of the Hill Group met with foundation members on what a vision, recommended a joint meeting between the foundation and the Parks and Recreation. I think that's going to happen on February 8th. There were a few bench proposals, one for Duff, one for Kelman. They're both pending installation. The Scout project, the signage at Townsend, it's underway, and a digital map is going to be updated for the park kiosk. The Gaga Ball pit is underway at MCP near the Leftwich Pavilion, and it will replace the tetherball pit. Ben Sampson will be presenting the annual report to council, and I believe that is it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
And I have Medic One, and they haven't scheduled a meeting yet this month, so They're still down with COVID, I think, a lot of them. Okay, now to our workshop items, administration, 9A. Discussion concerning the advertisement of a public hearing to take public comment on the use of the American Rescue Funds.
As I reported at previous meetings, the municipality will be in receipt of a little over $2 million in American Rescue Funds. That's distributed in 2 tranches. The first we received around the end of July. The next amount will be received 1 year later, July of 2022. At the time of notice of the receipt of funds or distribution of the funds, the final rulemaking had not been completed. It has been completed now, and staff will be participating in a teleconference on the 25th of this month to be updated on those rules and regulations. As you remember, there was 4 different options for the use of the money. We provided a budget to council under the eligible categories. We will be refining that and be presenting it to council as part of the packet if council decides to hold a public hearing. Public hearings are encouraged by the U.S. Department of Treasury, and if we proceed with that, would recommend that we have the hearing next month.
Jim, there was discussion, I don't know if it was the last meeting in December, of us having a consultant to assist.
That's correct.
Okay, and the status of that is?
The consultant has been engaged. The list of the preliminary projects were forwarded to them. They reviewed them and found them in compliance with the original rulemaking. We'll follow up again now that the final rulemaking is in place, but we suspect that what programs were originally suggested to council will fit.
Okay.
You want to have that meeting next month, a public hearing?
Yes.
You want to set it up now or wait for our next meeting to do that?
We can do it now. If you just want to direct staff to do the advertisement, we can set it up for the February 3rd meeting.
Okay.
Do we feel like that's quite enough time for the public, or would it be helpful to set it later? And how balanced does our agenda look right now for the February meetings?
February, we're starting to gear up. There's some number of projects coming through, so it doesn't really matter. Each date in February is probably going to be the same. We can try to get something in the paper as part of the advertisement, advance notice, if you like.
Are you okay with, I feel like the second meeting might be better. I feel like, and I can tell you personally, there's been a lot of folks sick around the holidays, and maybe just a little bit of time away from the holiday will encourage people who might want to comment in person to feel more comfortable coming later in February. And I think it also gives a little bit more time to reach out to the public, particularly because there were a lot of questions about how we were going to spend those monies in light of the tax increase recently, and just, hey, you're getting money. I feel like that just gives the public more opportunity to hear about and prepare to come comment if they wish to. We do later in February?
That would be the 17th.
17th now?
Okay.
I gave you some of the background in the briefing, and I will provide additional information prior to the public hearing. If there is additional information you believe you need in your general conversations with members of the public, let me know, and I'll get it out to you.
Thanks, Jim.
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. President, can we back up to the liaison? I didn't realize they put this, I'm going to set this down there
Okay.
to show. So this is the mailer that's going to come out. There's a front and a back to that, if I can show that up there.
Amy, you have that as part of your presentation? Okay.
Oh, you do? Okay. I didn't know that. But that's the mailer that's coming out, just so they can keep an eye peeled for it.
Okay. I think we all got one of those.
Yeah, so they set it in front. I didn't see it there.
Okay, anything in engineering?
No.
Nothing? Community development? Public works?
Yep.
Okay, now we're going to have that. Amy, are you going to be up with the
Ben Sampson's
Scott?
going to present the report.
presentation of 2021 Parks Commission report? Scott Kelsey,
All right, Ben.
still here.
Good evening, everyone. Been asked to come and give the annual report for 2021. My name's Scott Kelsey, member of the Parks and Rec Commission. We had our meeting 2 Tuesdays ago and tried to do a quick count of my years as a member.
Oh, you have to turn that on, Scott. Try that.
I'm all right with it. I took it away from my face.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I came up with 9 years that I've been a part of the Parks and Rec Commission, and looking for a few more. Let's see here. Ben Sampson prepared this for me, so I thank him for that, and I do not have a teleprompter, so I'm going to mostly just read off this page. To start off with mentioning the members of the Park Commission members. I've already mentioned my name's Scott Kelsey. We also have Selena Barefoot, Mike Caruso, Dave Metzger, Barb Protesino, Herb Yingling, and Ben Sampson. Staff members include Bill, Carly, and Amy. List of the parks and the areas that we are in control of are Bear Hollow, Chambers, Duff, the Kelman Nature Reserve, Kovalck, Murrysville Community Park, Medora, Pleasant Valley, Royal Highlands, Sardis, Skeena Rescue, Staymates Cabin, Townsend Park, and Veterans and Beckwith Fields. Some of the events that we participate in and play a role in are the Hot Chocolate Hikes, Chalk the Walk Foundation fundraiser, Egg My Yard and Easter drive-through, the Farmers Market, Tuesday at Townsend concerts, concert in the park, Trick or Treat on the trail, Seniors Halloween party, and Santa at Sardis. Couple of the Eagle Scout projects that we have helped with are the park trail improvements at Townsend Park. A couple of brothers did some new trail signage at Townsend Park. Kelman Nature Reserve members beginning to clear trails and install new trail signs there as well. Amy's going to talk about this a little bit more, but tomorrow goes out a survey, I think 1,342 mailings, and the survey is going to help us decide what park we're going to do our stewardship plan for 2022. The parks in consideration are Chambers, Kovalck, Heritage, Medora, and Bear Hollow. Some of the completed stewardship plans that we've done over the years are Sardis, Townsend, Staymates, and Duff Park. Next list of projects and things that we have been a part in, I do want to emphasize that we've only played a role in them. If it weren't for additional support by the municipality, staff, public works, local businesses, donations, grants, volunteers, volunteer groups, they really would not have come to light. But some of the things that we were involved with, some of the big projects, the new clubhouse that was donated by Richard Kaysen. We helped with the Westmoreland County Park Plan with the Trail Gap Plan, completing Heritage Trail from Export to Delmont. The Scout projects that I mentioned earlier of the trail markers, those were completed by brothers Seth and Shane Shoemaker. And the Gaga Round Pit that was mentioned earlier, that is also an Eagle Scout project that is being done by Alex Kuzumkowski. Another thing that we've played a role in is the bridge replacement in Townsend Park by Gina and Jerry Diebold in memory of David Hood. New information bulletin boards in all parks. Formation of Parks Foundation to oversee all donations to the parks. Hayes Design Group and Mackin Engineering to design the amphitheater. Refurbished Veterans Memorial, and we played a role in drumming up $50,000 worth of new playground equipment for Pedora Park. And that is pretty much the completion of my report. Does anyone have any questions?
Scott, as far as the, quote, clubhouse, the status of it is what?
To my knowledge, it is complete, but not being rented out as of yet. Is that correct?
It's about 90% complete, Scott. We have some utilities, mainline water to take to it yet. We have a little bit of parking lot to put in, and then it'll be ready to rent here as soon as we have water.
Okay, and there was something that I skipped in here just because I was not aware of it, but what is the building that is being built right behind the donation? You're not aware of it either? Okay, that's a problem. Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
There's no building behind there.
Behind, oh, okay, this is maybe just a location behind the barn for small group meetings and celebrations? Is that just the location of the, okay, it was just the location of the clubhouse, okay.
The delay
other
at
questions?
the clubhouse is due to lack of materials. We can't get the pipe from the water authority to extend the water line. It's on order.
Just the one other question I would have is the amphitheater, is there any work now being done? I know with the winter, but
That also probably can't be directed to me, so I'll pass that on as well.
Public Works is continuing to run the sewer and the water line. The building was demolished there. We're in the final stages of developing engineering drawings and cost estimates for bidding the project. We should have those here by next Friday.
okay.
Anybody else?
Nope.
Thank you
I
very
can
much.
answer? No? Okay. All right, thank
Scott,
you.
Thanks.
Okay, Amy. An update of the neighborhood park survey.
Did you pull that
What do you want?
on the screen?
Park plan
Yeah.
presentation?
Oh, yeah, we can start with that. Okay, so we have, you guys can see that on your screen, the slideshow, right? Okay, so this is just a quick slideshow to show you our neighborhood parks. We have 5 of them, so they're all in the neighborhoods like Bear Hollows and Heather Highlands. We have 2 baseball fields there, 2 tennis courts, 2 basketball courts, and the playground at Bear Hollow was actually replaced in 2019. Chambers, that has a tennis court, an open kind of space with asphalt, and then a basketball court. And then that small, what we would call like a tot lot playground, was replaced around 2016 and 2017. But that's really the only update that that park has had. And it also has a large baseball, softball field. Kovalck is another neighborhood park out closer to Delmont. This park is probably the one that really needs the most work. You can clearly see the tennis courts have really they really need a lot of TLC. So they have cracks, and there's some basketball hoops up there. It also has a pavilion and a baseball field that used to be active, but a lot of the sports teams just stopped going out there, so we did let that field grow in. So with the survey, we're hoping to figure out what can that open green space become. And it also has a small playground. Heritage Park, which is just kind of right down the road. It's one of our smaller ones as well. It has a small playground, a nice basketball court, and a small pavilion. And then Pedora, it has our largest baseball field, and then it has a playground and a basketball court, but the playground actually, Bill, you guys already took the playground out, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we've already taken the playground out for that. But a lot of these parks, just really, we want to hear from the community and see what they think, what they're using them for, what can they be used for. So that's really what the purpose of our survey is. So I gave you all one of the postcards. These are what's going to get mailed out to all the neighborhoods surrounding each 5 of these parks. So we got 1,342 are going to go out. But we encourage anybody in the community to also take the survey. So I know a lot of people have their favorite park. So we just want to hear from everybody. What are you looking for? What do you want to do at the park? What's your favorite thing to do? So that's really what we're encouraging with the survey. So if you're one that's going to get a mailer, it's just front and back, and it has a QR code, which you can pull up with your phone camera, and it will take you right to the survey that you can fill out and submit. It's only about 9 or 10 questions. And then you can also find the survey on our website. So this is our recreation side of the website, which is murrysvilleparecreation.com. And you can find this under the facilities dropdown, and we have it right at the top. So this is just more information about what we're looking for, and then the link to the survey so any resident can find it. And we also have it for easy convenience right on our homepage here and on the municipal website homepage, which is murrysville.com. Does anybody have any questions?
If you recall, we had some previous discussions on this. Some of these parks are 20, 30 years old and are in need of updating. And a lot of these neighborhoods are now transitioning. A lot of people retiring, the homes are turning over. And we really wanted to get input from the residents that are currently around these parks to see how they use them and what they would like to see in the parks will enable us to do programming through the capital reserve over the next 5 to 10 years to plan the improvements in the park.
Amy, I'd offer just a thought that came to me when I saw the green space at Kovalck, is that perhaps that would be a nice area for a putting green. And if screens could be put up, not for driving range, but for I'm not a golfer actually, but.
Okay, I was going to say.
I'm not, but.
That sounded motivated.
Something like when you're doing the, whatever it is, 50-yard type, if you
Yeah.
put up screens to allow that, just as a thought.
Well, I'm a neighbor of that park, Tony, and when I get the survey, I'll put that in because I would use it.
Okay.
Jim's golf game will have to have high screens.
I have a concern about the Kovalck Park. Some of the pictures that were shown, if people are using that park and using those tennis courts, about safety.
They're not using the courts because they're so bad. There's caution tape up there.
But even running around on the courts with no netting, are they still doing that?
It's one, I think when we had a meeting there, we met some people that lived in that park. They mainly just walk their dogs and do a big loop, but it's unfortunately one of our very underused parks.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Amy.
Yep,
Thanks, Amy.
welcome.
Okay, council action items. 13A, do I have a motion on that?
Make a motion to authorize to advertise for bids for portable restrooms in the parks.
Second the motion.
Good evening. Tonight we're here to get your approval to authorize for the portable restrooms. The contract is up. Currently, we have the the past contractor has a couple out that they're going to go month by month to, but we want to get that contract out as soon as possible. We're asking for a 1-year contract with a 2-year option to that. That works really good with us because with the Porta-Johns, there's always a maintenance issue. That gives us a chance to evaluate their abilities to keep them clean. We bumped the total up to 19 this year. We've added a couple of different parks that didn't have them before that are getting some use, PV Park, and one additional one at the farmer's market. going to try to keep the budget to $20,000. And that's really about it.
How much was that budget?
We're going to say $20,000, Mr. Sparrow.
Are these the same people that had it last year?
Yes, like you said, their contract expired 12/31. So like you said, we have them that run around the year, so they agreed to hold the units until we have a contract in place to whoever would be chosen as the contractor.
We have porta johns year-round at MCP because a lot of people use the park, walk out there. The other ones are usually during only the summer months in the other parks.
Yeah, we're holding, not to interrupt, Jim, we're holding Duff Park too is another one that gets a lot of, with the trails. We hold one there year-round, and we also hold one at PV Park.
I don't have any questions.
No question.
More questions? Have a roll call?
Mr. Spadaro?
Yes.
Mrs. Ling?
Yes.
Mr. Stepanovich?
Yes.
Dr. Lee Corns?
Yes.
Mr. McKenna?
Yes.
Mr. Lemak?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you very much.
Okay, 14, community development. Can I have a motion on 14A?
Make a motion to approve CU-4-21, a conditional use application for a major timber harvest, 60 plus or minus acres, tax parcel number 49-04-00-0-044, located at 5010 Salzburg Road, rural residential zoning.
Have a second?
Second.
As stated in the motion, the proposed use is 60 acres of selective cut off an address on Salzburg Road. Planning Commission held a public hearing and made recommendation to approve. Council subsequently held a public hearing as required on December 15th and is before you for approval this evening with no conditions.
Any questions?
Jim, as part of the process, are the neighbor adjacent properties notified of the zoning change?
It is not a zoning change. This is a conditional use,
Okay, I got
land use. The notice that is provided is the advertisement for the public hearings at both the Planning Commission and Council level.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? The roll call?
Mr. Spadaro?
Yes.
Mrs. Ling?
Yes.
Mr. Stepanovich?
Yes.
Dr. Lee Corns?
Yes.
Mr. McKenna?
Yes.
Mr. Lemak?
Yes.
Motion passed. I need a motion on the 14B.
Motion to consider approval of the Bell Jackson subdivision plan, a lot line revision and consolidation of parcels 4904000020 and 4904000021 and 49-04000022 to convey 0.765 acres to parcel 49-04000021 and consolidate parcels 49-04000020 and 49-04000022, 5024 and 5028 Salzburg Road, RR zoning.
Second.
Second. Oh,
Oh. Oh.
Do that one again, Carl.
it's up.
This is a simple subdivision for a lot consolidation and a conveyance of a portion of the subdivision to an adjacent property owner. We have here with us this evening the engineer who developed the subdivision, and I'm sure you'll answer any questions council may have.
Any questions?
And what road's this adjacent to in Salzburg?
I think it's a lane, a private lane. It's a gas well, isn't it? Yeah.
Any other questions? No other questions? Roll call.
Mr. Spadaro?
Yes.
Mrs. Ling?
Yes.
Mr. Stepanovich?
Yes.
Dr. Lee Corns?
Yes.
Mr. McKenna?
Yes.
Mr. Lemak?
Yes.
Motion passed. Okay, 14C, we need a motion on 14C.
Make a
I'd like to
motion.
make a motion to consider approval of Resolution 744-22, a resolution amending the Municipalities Act 537 sewer plan to construct a sewer extension, eliminating the Murrysville Heights pump station.
Second.
As you're aware, the municipality is under a TAP allocation now with DEP. So any land developments, sewer extensions, or new treatment facilities, retaining tanks, et cetera, require an amendment to the Act 537 plan. With the development of the Hillstone estates out on Harrison City Road, which had to provide sewage to those new homes, their line extension will permit the sewer authority to perform a line extension to meet that and to take 48 residents, I believe it is now 43 or 48, out of the pump station and put them into a gravity flow system. So this is the developments on the part of the sewer authority, and this would amend our plan to permit that.
Okay.
Jim, just as a question there, the cost reduction is a benefit to FTMSA, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Any other questions?
During the transition, is there any negative impact on the 48 homes that are?
Not that I'm aware of.
That's it? Roll call.
Is that?
Mr. Spadaro?
Yes.
Mrs. Ling?
Yes.
Mr. Stepanovich?
Yes.
Dr. Lee Corns?
Yes.
Mr. McKenna?
Yes.
Mr. Lemak?
Yes.
Okay, under engineering, 15A. Somebody like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to consider approval of a partial bond release for the Murrysville Racquet Club.
Second the motion?
This is the outdoor tennis courts down next to the existing racket club. They've completed most of the improvements there. We're holding the remainder of the bond for landscaping and paving that will be completed in the spring.
This is the outdoor tennis courts? Jim?
Yes, that's correct.
What about the building on the indoor
Hold his
side?
bond. He's well aware of what
Yeah,
our
one of our favorite
expectations
places.
are there.
And we've inspected the outside courts and
Yes, that was done by the engineering technician.
Any questions? Have a motion, please.
roll call.
Mr. Spadaro?
I'm sorry, I meant roll call. Yes.
Mrs. Ling?
Yes.
Mr. Stepanovich?
Yes.
Dr. Lee Corns?
Yes.
Mr. McKenna?
Yes.
Mr. Lemak?
Yes.
Motion passed. Okay, under 16, administration. The motion, please.
Make a motion to advertise ordinance number 1056-22, specifying the rate of pension contributions with respect to the police uniform pension plan for the calendar year 2022.
Second.
This is an annual event to set the rate of 5% of the payroll contribution of the police department into their police pension plan.
Any questions?
No questions.
No.
Roll call.
Mr. Spadaro?
Yes.
Mrs. Ling?
Yes.
Mr. Stepanovich?
Yes.
Dr. Lee Corns?
Yes.
Mr. McKenna?
Yes.
Mr. Lemak?
Yes.
I will note that the pension plan is funded 100%.
Motion passed.
16.
Okay, 16B,
We're going to skip that, right?
Skip
We're going to skip that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott Kelsey is going to stay with us, so we're happy about that, so we don't have to read that one there, right, Scott? 16C, I need a motion, please.
Motion to consider acceptance of the registration of Barb Prostosimo from the Recreation Board.
Second for the resignation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have no concerns. Can we send a letter thanking her for her service as usual? And
Okay, roll call.
thank you.
Mr. Spadaro?
Yes,
Mrs. Ling?
Yes.
Mr. Stepanovich?
Yes.
Dr. Lee Corns?
Yes.
Mr. McKenna?
Yes.
Mr. Lemak?
Yes.
okay, now we have 16D,
Okay.
consideration the appointments of applicants of various boards and commissions.
All right. So
Amy, you're going to take care of that?
yeah, I'll take care of most of them. We'll run through these just a couple, one at a time, or one board at a time. We have 3 vacancies for the Environmental Advisory Committee. And at this time, because both terms will expire at the same time, 12/24, I'd like to make a motion to reappoint both Alan Halperin and Shelley Tishy to the Environmental Advisory Committee, filling 2 of those 3 spots.
Second.
I agree.
Okay,
Roll.
have a roll call, please.
Mr. Spadaro?
Yes,
Mrs. Ling?
Yes.
Mr. Stepanovich?
Yes.
Dr. Lee Corns?
Yes.
Mr. McKenna?
Yes.
Mr. Lemak?
Yes.
Okay, for FTMSA, I'd like to appoint Mark Stickle, vacancy for FTMSA for a term expiring 12/26.
Second.
Second the motion?
Any other appointment?
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, for the Library Board, we have 2 terms expiring 12/24. And I'd like to make a motion for Paige Perry and Jill Cooper.
Second.
Questions?
Other appointments?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, for Personnel Board.
For Personnel Board, I would like to make a motion to accept Michael Corns, who is reapplying, term expiring 12/24.
There's no, just out of an abundance of caution, I will recuse myself from this.
Second the motion?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And I abstain.
Okay, 1 abstain.
All right, moving on. For Parks and Recreation, we have 3 vacancies for a term expiring in 12/24. Mr. Morrison, the school board appointment still qualifies as one of those 3 vacancies, am I correct?
That's correct.
Okay, then I would like to make a motion to reappoint Scott Kelsey, and then to appoint Celine Kendala and Herbie Yingling.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
For the Zoning Hearing Board, we have 1 vacancy expiring 12/24 for the new position that would expire 12/24. Okay. And I'd like to reappoint, please, Matthew Prather.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay. And I believe tonight we have 1 final board to make appointments on. We had some great applicants, but as a council, we've decided to, or at least I have decided to, and I think we are probably in agreement, to reappoint Ed Patrick and Anthony Levecki to terms expiring 12/25 to fill the 2 vacancies.
Second.
Any other?
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Just as a question, that means we have a full complement on the planning board, planning commission,
I
correct?
believe so.
That's correct.
Okay.
Fantastic. Mr. Morrison, could you please notify them and if they didn't hear, and also thank those that we did not
Sure.
select this time? Thank you.
All done?
Well done.
Good job.
Well done on a confusing motion.
Thank you, Jamie. Okay, now we have 16E. Somebody like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to consider authorization to advertise for a public hearing to take comment on an application for the intermunicipal transfer of a restaurant liquor license into the municipality of Murrysville by Giant Eagle Incorporated.
Second.
Mr. President, I'm going to abstain from that due to my family's interaction with Giant Eagle and that we have the beer distributor attached to Giant Eagle, so I'm going to abstain from voting on it.
Okay, we had a motion and a second. We have any questions? Jim?
This, the Giant Eagle is going under major remodeling, long overdue. And as part of that, they're going to have a little market inside the store and have a desire to be able to serve liquor there and sell. So normal process is we hold a public hearing. That's forwarded to the Liquor Control Board. The property needs to be posted, and then an action on a resolution will be necessary after the public hearing.
Any other questions? No. Roll call.
Mr. Spadaro?
Yes.
Mrs. Ling?
Yes.
Mr. Stepanovich?
Yes.
Dr. Lee Corns?
Yes.
Mr. McKenna?
I'm abstaining.
Mr. Lemak?
Yes.
If we have a 16F, can I have a motion, please?
I'd like to make a motion to consider approval of a 5-year agreement with the unionized employees of the Murrysville Public Works Department.
Second the motion.
I'd like to thank Dane and Lauren Cates for their participation on the committee. We had met probably 4 times during the last few months of 2021. The essence of the contract is a 2.75% year-over-year wage increase, an increase of the uniform allowance to $400 per year, a change in the probationary period from 90 calendar days to 90 working days, and a clause defining overtime refusal. What happens there is that with the advent of the smartphones, if you get a call at 2 in the morning, you can see who's calling. Well, if you don't answer, you're not available, I guess. The problem was, in emergencies, we need to know whether a person's going to accept overtime or not. So if they ever, within an hour, if there's 2 refusals or 2 unanswered calls, then that's a refusal, and we can move on to the next guy on the list. So that was sort of important to us.
Makes sense.
Any questions?
No.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Spadaro?
Yes.
Mrs. Ling? Yes. Mr. Stepanovich?
Yes.
Dr. Lee Corns?
Yes.
Mr. McKenna?
Yes.
Mr. Lemak?
Yes.
Motion passed. Okay, 16G. Somebody like to make a motion?
Make a motion to consider approval of resolution number 746-22, resolution mandating the municipality of Murrysville prepare, maintain, and keep current an emergency operations plan for the prevention and minimization of injury and damage caused by major emergency or disaster within the municipality.
Second.
Every 2 years, we have to update our emergency operations manual and pass a resolution to update that manual, and that's what this is.
Any questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Spadaro?
Yes.
Mrs. Ling?
Yes.
Mr. Stepanovich?
Yes.
Dr. Lee Corns?
Yes.
Mr. McKenna?
Yes.
Mr. Lemak?
Yes.
Motion passed. Okay, 16H. I need a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number 743-22, disposing of certain municipal records.
Second.
This is an action we take periodically as we clean house here, the paper documents, and get them filed
Roll call, please.
Mr. Spadaro?
Yes.
Mrs. Lane?
Yes.
Mr. Stepanovich?
Yes.
Dr. Lee Corns?
Yes.
Mr. McKenna?
Yes.
Mr. Lemak?
Yes.
Motion passed. Okay, down to old business.
We've filed all the paperwork to participate in the opioid settlement, so we're just waiting for the results at this point. The other comment I have is we only received 2 applications for Volunteer of the Year. I'm wondering if council may want us to get another article in the paper and open it up maybe until February.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good
Yes.
idea.
Anything else, Mr. Morrison?
New business, Olympus would like to invite anyone who's interested to take a tour of the Titan Whale Pad in February.
Yeah.
So I'll let him know if you all are interested. They haven't set a date, but they were looking for a number
Yeah,
because they have to make preparations to access the site.
I think we'd all like to go, is that right?
Yeah, I would
We have our
definitely.
Murrysville hard hats
Yes,
from the
There you
splash
go.
pad.
still have them.
Do you still have it from the,
Still have
Oh,
them.
heck yes.
good deal.
Heck yeah. You need steel-toed boots or anything special?
An old
We'll let you
business-
know that.
An old business question. Jim, as far as Emily, she's progressing well as our engineering technician at
Yes, she
Point
has.
Park?
She's progressing very well. This will be her 3rd or 4th semester, I believe, of classes. She's taking 2 classes a week and maturing into the position very nicely.
Great. We're helping her.
Anything else? Like to compliment the road crew again. You guys did a great job out there again. You can always count on our roads to be clear. Thank you.
Unbelievable, great job.
Thank you very much.
Social media is all over it, people saying what a great job everyone did.
Those guys did a great job. There was a lot of younger people that were put into that, and they did a great job. Really proud of them.
Great.
Okay, Jim, there's nothing else, so we're executive session. There'll be action out of that?
No, there will not be.
Okay, I guess we'll break for the executive session.